Hey guys, today we are going to talk about how to efficiently and quickly farm experience in the new Season 12 of Diablo 4. For those who want the answer right away, I'll tell you immediately. The fastest way to reach Paragon 300 is to farm the Horde. Even on Torment 2 with the new Season Compass, that's about 800 million experience per hour. For the rest of you, I've prepared a useful guide. I'll start with the good news. Experience from the pit now works just like it did before. That is, when we run the pit, we get experience for the monsters we kill. And upon completing the pit, we get a bonus experience for the fact of finishing the pit. And this experience is fixed for each pit level. So we get experience for the monsters killed, plus experience for the seasonal kill streaks, plus fixed experience for completing the pit. But to have the full picture, let's break down each activity separately. For me, this is a routine matter. For several seasons now, I've been measuring the exact amounts of gold, obdusite, forgotten souls, and so on in every activity in the game. All the data is in the table linked in the description. This season, the resource question is again quite acute, and in my opinion, this is great news. After a couple of seasons with an abundance of everything, we can once again play under conditions of resource scarcity. As I see it, this is precisely what is valuable in Diablo 4 and other games of a similar genre. Yes, the previous video was about obdusite. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The next one will be about gold mining. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so now. Thank you. Well, this one is about how to quickly reach level 300. This is new off with you. Let's get started. First, a piece of advice. You must always make sure you have the buffs from all 4 potions. Potions are crafted at the alchemist in these tabs. I use the essence for attack speed and lucky hit chance. They are crafted in the central tab, and 3 types of incense can be crafted in the last tab. It's important to consider that these potions give not only the bonus written on them, but also an experience boost. We also have access to Nightmare Dungeon sigils with the Forgotten Wisdom affix. If we have such an affix on a regular or escalated sigil, we are guaranteed to find an experience well there. Sometimes the well is at the very beginning of the dungeon, sometimes at the very end. But you could run through the whole thing and not find it. That means the experience well is left in some corner on an unexplored part of the map. But it is definitely there. The well gives 15% experience. In Season 12, these sigils don't drop as often as in previous ones, but there's no shortage of them either. They drop from world bosses, from Tree of Whispers caches, and they can be crafted at the occultist using sigil powder. Sigil powder itself becomes available after level 15 and drops from the listed activities, which you can see when you hover your mouse over this resource. So, we've covered the experience bonus from potions and the well. Now let's look at the party bonus. It works like this. A 5% bonus for players in a group. No matter how many, 1 or 3, the total bonus will be 5%. And another 5% if some player is near you in the location. This doesn't have to be a player from your party. It could be any player in the open world, for example. Personally, I'm not guided by this party bonus, but by the real profit. And the real profit isn't a 10% bonus, but the speed of clearing locations and the ability to farm higher level activities in a group. For example, the pit or the Kurast Undercity are definitely completed faster when there's 1 or 2 other players in the group who know what to do. The Infernal Horde, especially this season, is also better done in a party. It's both faster and more convenient. I'm explaining all this based on the video's theme, how to quickly level Paragon. But if your main goal is fun and playing with friends, just take this as information that the game isn't only about fast experience gain. Many people don't care at all how fast they reach Paragon 300. I'm one of them, for example. So what if I reach it a week later? For a full gaming experience, reaching 250 is enough. So, we've covered the experience bonuses, now let's go based on profit per hour, where and how much, specifically for experience. A small remark about Nightmare Dungeon sigils. The chance of getting a valuable one, like for a mythic prankster, is about 0. A slightly less valuable one for a treasure breach is a bit higher. We also need sigils with strongholds for obdusite and experience wells for faster progress. All other sigils are just trash. We don't get anything valuable from them. Whether this is a bug or Blizzard intentionally did this, I don't know, but they don't give obdusite at all, even with affixes for materials. Experience-wise, each dungeon gives us approximately 6.5 million experience. I complete each Nightmare Dungeon in 3 minutes on average. That works out to 20 runs at 6.5 million each, equaling 130 million per hour. This is average data across all sigil types, regular and with the blood bonus. Naturally, the ones with the blood bonus give more experience due to raising the world tier to Torment 5. But we can't run only those because for Obducite, given its scarcity, we'll be running all sigils in a row to get a sigil with the strong room affix. No data on goblin sigils this season. They're too rare, I haven't seen a single one myself. Reports say each can drop up to 5,000. I am endlessly grateful that they finally removed doors from Nightmare Dungeons, which is also frustrating at the same time. Players have been telling the developers about those annoying doors since the first day of the game's release. 2.5 years passed, and it finally dawned on them. The fact that it dawned on them is good. The fact that it took 2.5 years makes me think. The pit. Unlike the previous season, gold has been completely removed from the pit. And in terms of experience per hour, this means we no longer have to wait an extra 10 seconds for dozens of gold piles to spew out of the boss. Let me remind you that when farming Paragon, the deciding factor here isn't the pit level, but the clear speed. What we're farming doesn't matter, whether it's experience or loot with obols. Overall, the situation with the pit is this. On my current farm build on the Rogue, there's also a guide for it. I'm currently running Pit 79 in 2.5 minutes. This, of course, includes loading into the pit and back to town. Pit 79 gives 15 million experience per run. That works out to 24 pits per hour, which equals 360 million per hour. Helltide. This is my favorite. It doesn't get boring. I won't describe anything here. Everything is as usual. We chill, farm cinders, open all the chests, kill the Helltide boss. The activity gives boss materials, loot, and is just relaxing. Don't ignore the Tree of Whispers bounties inside. In fact, don't ignore them anywhere in the game. Sometimes you can even build a strategy to complete these bounties in cycles every hour until you've done all the 5.1s. Keep in mind that after activating the hearts and receiving the offering in the activity to increase the reward, you cannot go to town for salvaging until you kill the boss, or the offerings will disappear. This is a bug from the Eternal category. They still haven't fixed it. Yes, don't forget to grab the pylons. Generally, they are useless, but you might come across a greed pylon and it will spawn some gold for you. The other pylons are useless. Don't forget to have some fun there with the butcher. All of this in the Helltide gives us 234 million experience per hour. Kurast. I only run tributes for mythic items and runes. I run solo Kurast in 2.5 minutes on average. That's with loading screens there and back. A run gives about 6 million XP, which comes out to 147 million per hour. Infernal Horde. There's a detailed video on the channel about the Infernal Horde. Nothing much has changed except for one thing. As before, starting from the previous season, you might not encounter a single Chaos Wave in a 10-wave sigil. Chaos Waves can now range from 0 to 3. Also, the balance of the new compasses in the Horde doesn't work as stated, meaning on paper a blood-forged compass is plus 15 pit levels, but in reality it's much tougher. I know that after clearing pit 100, the difficulty increases to Torment 7. I'm just talking about the incorrect balance in the Horde for Torment 3 and Torment 4 with the blood affix on the compass. A week into the season, and I haven't had time to build a rogue around Death Trap for fast elite kills, so I only tested regular 10-wave compasses on Torment 4 and blood-enhanced compasses on Torment 2. The results, 10 waves in 12.5 minutes in both cases. On a regular compass on Torment 4, they give about 70 million experience. That's 326 million per hour. On an enhanced compass on Torment 2, they give 165 million experience. That's 792 million per hour. And this, as you can easily guess, is the fastest path to Paragon 300 in Season 12. Uber bosses. They were the main source of experience last season. What's the situation with them now? Again, I remind you, this is a farm build, not for Ubers. On my sorceress, I killed all these guys instantly, meaning within 1 second. Now, I add 7 seconds for dancing around them to the time on each boss. I remind you that Blizzard announced a reduction in experience from Ubers this season, and they reduced it not just a little, but several times over. For example, Varshan used to give 3.7 million, now he gives 976,000. That's 4 times less. Also, from the pure time per hour, I subtract 20% for trips to town to salvage items. Let's use Varshan as an example to explain everything in detail. Killing him takes 30 seconds. This is from clicking the altar to the next click on the altar. This gives us 120 runs per hour. 20% of 120 is 24. 120 minus 24 gives us 96. That is net, considering trips to town to salvage loot, 96 Varshan kills per hour. Multiply by 1 million experience and we get 96 million per hour. Varshan himself is located right here, and the materials for him look like this. You need 12 keys for 1 cache on Torment 4. Zir is located right here, and the keys for him look like this. You also need 12 keys for the cache. Killing him also takes 30 seconds. He gives us 1.2 million experience, which equals 115 million per hour. Previously, on the right, there was a message about increased loot for playing in a group. On Ubers, it didn't give anything, and they finally changed it to a more specific bonus only in the horde. I haven't measured it and don't know if there's actually any bonus there. Next is Grégoire. He is located right here, and the keys for him look like this. You also need 12 keys. He gives us 1 million experience per kill, which equals 96 million per hour. It also takes 30 seconds for him. The next Uber boss is the Beast, located right here, and the keys for him look like this. You also need 12 keys. He also gives us 1 million for the same 30 seconds, which equals 96 million experience per hour. Next up is last season's rating winner, Urivar. He lives here, and the keys for him look like this. Like all the previous minor Uber bosses, you need 12 keys. He gives us the same 1 million, which equals 116 million experience per hour. Urivar is the fastest boss in terms of animations. Killing him takes only 17 seconds with a sorceress and 25 seconds with a rogue in the current build. Harbinger is located right here, and the keys for him look like this. He is the first of the major bosses. Experience from him is 1.3 million, but the kill time takes 32 seconds. Therefore, the amount of experience per hour equals 117 million. Next is Duriel. She gives 1.4 million experience. Killing her takes 31 seconds, which equates to 94 runs per hour, which equals 131 million per hour. How to farm Ubers, solo, or in a group? The answer is simple, however you prefer. If you're farming in a group, the fastest player has to wait for the slowest, because the altar won't activate until everyone has opened the cache. Each person in the group may have their own vision of how and when to go to town to salvage, or to just drop all the trash right there. What I'm trying to say is that the tiny experience bonus doesn't even compensate for the time loss. Let me remind you, the time on all Ubers was measured from the moment of clicking the altar to the next click on the altar. Next is Duriel. His lair is right here, and the keys for him look like this. He's also an Uber from the group of major bosses. To open the cache after this quartet, you need 3 keys each. Experience from him is 1.6 million. This is the longest boss when considering all animations. His kill time is 39 seconds. You can only kill him 74 times per hour, which gives 118 million experience per hour. The new Uber in Diablo 4 is the Butcher. His lair is right here, and you need 3 keys to open the cache. Killing him gives 1.4 million experience, and it takes 36 seconds. That gives us 112 million experience per hour. The last Uber is the most important Uber, Belial. Killing him gives no experience at all, but he drops loot from the loot table of any Uber of your choice. Let's return to the experience from Ubers. As you can see, all Ubers give approximately the same amount of experience per hour, which is very good. You can farm the minor bosses to get keys for the major ones. All bosses for keys for Belial. Enough of everything drops. Now a few words about Ubers opened with the new seasonal blood keys. The experience increase coefficient for Ubers opened with the new Bloodforged keys on Torment 4 is equal to... Yes, what is it equal to? It's equal to anything. On one boss, the difference is 10%. On another, there's no difference at all. On a third, they give 3 times more experience. That is, if you need experience, there's no difference between killing a regular Torment 4 Uber or a Torment 5 one with a new key, because something is broken. But this season quite a lot is broken, so let's move past the sad stuff. The main thing is that the shop works. With the new key for Ubers, we get new seasonal gear, but we lose time running to the boss after each entry, and the keys take up inventory space. But these are such minor details. In general, the experience increase scale on Ubers doesn't work. And you know what's really infuriating? The fact that writing the boss's name on the sigil is apparently an insurmountable problem. Probably the same problem that prevented them from removing doors from nightmare dungeons for 2.5 years. But time, I hope, heals everything. Yes, don't forget, you can farm those Ubers from which the uniques you need drop. The list of unique items for Sorceress and Rogue is in the table linked in the description. But I'll repeat, it's sad that the new sigils don't have the boss's name on them. As you can see in the video, I use a farm build everywhere for Torment 4. Link to the planner in the description. Why don't I use a more powerful build? Well, because I have a challenge. I want to find out how quickly I can clear Pit 100 with this build. Pardon me, not 100, but 99. If I clear 100, then trouble will come to the hero's house, and I'll have to level another one. If you didn't understand or didn't know, let me inform you. After clearing Pit 100, all new seasonal blood affixes on sigils and compasses start opening everything on Torment 7, and there most players have nothing to do, except maybe run to the shop for Paladin, in case you haven't managed to buy it at double the price yet. That seems to be everything regarding experience and leveling up to Paragon 300. Here's the final table for you without my mumbling. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. If I forgot, write a comment. If I didn't forget, write what a good guy I am. Thanks for watching. Bye.